Hey, BassGeek here, and it is time to cover water. The turnover has happened, or it's happening, or it's about to happen where you're at, and that means you need to fish shallow. And man, have I got an incredible 1-2 punch that's gonna catch you some bass, and lots of them, in the fall. That's right, fishing geeks. Let me tell you, there's a couple of things that I like to do this time of year, and especially around the time that the turnover happens. Now, what happens to my clear lakes when the turnover happens is they get dirtied up. So less visibility, the bass go to the banks, and they love to go to the trees where they have some cover and feel safe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, because not all laydowns are created equal, but I'm gonna show you how to work these two baits to cover water and then probe deeper and catch more bass. But first, I've got something for you. I think you're gonna like it. Let me show you what it is. All right, geeks, it is that time of the month, but it should have been that time of the month last month. This is your October BassGeek Baitworks box. As you know, Baitworks helps us out by giving us $50 worth of baits every single month to give away. And yeah, last month was a little busy. We didn't get the box out. So the good news is November, you'll get 2 giveaways. So you're gonna get double the fun and free baits. So we forgot the Baitworks BassGeek box, didn't take it out on the water with us to film. I know, so here it is. Now, like I always say, make sure you're watching, because we announce the giveaway a week from the time this video drops. So if this video is going to drop on a Thursday, you need to watch the following Thursday to see if you won. Some of you don't. So we got a lot of stuff we're going to give away to other people now. Anyway, let's check out what's in the box. So I went all hard baits this time. I love hard baits this time of year in the fall. And right out of the bat, we're absolutely going to throw in a Damiki Vault. I love a Vault this time of year, especially late in October, well into November. It is an incredible bait for when they go to those points, bluffs, and open water. Next up, you geeks know this is quickly becoming one of my favorite square bills, and this is the 1.5 version. Something I'm going to be picking up a few of, especially as we get into the turnover this fall. The water dirties up and it is square bill season in my area, and that is the Bill Lewis ATV. This is the 1.5. Something else that I love this time of year, it has got to be dropping a spoon on some of those shad feeding bass. When they're grouped up, schooled up feeding, this is one of my favorites, especially for those smallmouth I like to fish for on Old South Holston. This is the War Eagle Super Spoon, and this is my favorite color. This is purple shad. Now, is there anything better than a jerkbait? And that's both kinds of jerkbaits this time of year. One of my very favorites to rig weedless, and even a little bit of weight to it to get down in those deeper trees and blowdowns and brush piles this time of year. It's got to be a bluegill colored. This is my favorite this time of year. You guys know I normally love the shad pattern, the ghost shad, but I love this 5-inch caffeine shad and smoky shad. Last but not least, and this is what we're going to be talking about, I got you geeks something special. It is a Mega Bass 110+1, one of my favorite baits to throw this time of year. This is one of my favorite colors. Such a good color for this time of year. I wished I could say it better though. My hillbilly gets in the way. This is Kahoko Reaction. Incredible color. So that's what's in the BassGeek box. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Hey geeks, before we go on, I want to talk to you about safety as we're getting into the colder months. Listen, I am old, and all you young guys out there need to make sure you're taking care of your knees, your hips, and your back. Almost every older guy that I know is having to have some sort of surgery on one or multiple of those body parts. And one of the best ways to stay safe this winter, if you're fishing during cold weather, is to make sure you install the Boat Effects boat steps. I love my Boat Effects boat steps so much that I made sure I did not order my Camus with steps so that I could put them on it. To me, the steps that came with the trailer, they were made by a different company. The step height was bad. I just didn't like them. The handle wasn't in the right place to help me get up on the boat. I love, and they're extremely safe, and I feel safe and confident with my Boat Effect steps. Check them out. So when I was talking about a 1-2 punch, it's going to be a soft jerkbait. We're going to rig it weedless. We're going to throw that into some timber and trees. This is great for probing, moving slowly once you know where the bass are. And that really is great for getting down deep into those trees if that's what you need to do. And a lot of times on the lakes that I fish, you can see how steep the banks are here behind me. That's something that we have to do. But when I first start, I'm going to pull out. Now I'm not going to use to demonstrate Ural's 110 by Megabass that I'm going to give you, because sure enough, I'd end up getting it stuck in a tree. It is going to happen, you know, you just got to get over there and get it out. But I am going to use the Flash Point from Booyah, which I'm falling in love with right now, to demonstrate how to fish laydowns and brush piles with a jerkbait. Now, sometimes what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this split ring, especially if I'm in open water, because I'm going to tie me a loop knot on here and I'm going to get an even better slashing action out of this bait. But most of the time, if I'm in trees, I want it to be nice and tight, so I'm just going to tie the good old pitsing knot on here today. The first thing we do is pass it through. We're just going to hold it up, double it over, and we're just going to swing around 5 to 6 times. Then we're going to pass it through the top, and we're going to snug it down. Now we're going to moisten all the way down because it is going to slide down, and then we're going to cut that tag in. So let's talk about rod, reel, and line. This is a high end, and if you want to try TFO, and I'm telling you geeks, go pick you up some of the professionals. They were just redesigned. Incredible eyelets, incredible rods. And my other jerkbait rod that's actually for my smaller jerkbaits is actually the TFO Professional, which is about $130 price range. Now this is a $200 price range, but it is an extremely good rod. As far as lightweight, as far as sensitivity, I've been using this rod for quite some time. It's a beautiful rod, very comfortable in the hand, great action. This is a 7-foot medium. Guys, I haven't been using TFO for 2 years because I don't like them. You've seen me catch on their spinning reels with 8-pound test K9 line, which is what we're using on here, Pro 100, literal 18-pound fish. They're great rods. Go check them out. And by the way, K9, Pro 100, not the fluoro, Pro 100. Love the fluoro for a different reason. We'll talk about that in another video. Got a 10% discount. Go check it out, I'm telling you. So I'm a little more advanced in this, but one thing that I'm going to tell you for you guys that's not used to throwing treble hooks into trees is do not come across the tree like this. Do not come across it. Come with it, come with the branches. It will be much easier to deal with. You're not going to get hung near as much. Try to pay attention. I know it is also better to have a shallow diving jerkbait. Now, I may fish a deep end of the tree across the way the branches are laying, but then I'm going to work my way in. Boat position is key. Now, if you geeks are out there throwing from the bank, something that I highly recommend is if you're going to cast out, you know, to a lay down, do not be standing at the bank with the lay down in front of you. You're going to lose baits. You want to try and get at it at an angle and cast toward the deepest part and work the edges. And always, when working a jerkbait from the bank, rod tip up. And that sometimes from the boat, you're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to work the rod tip up to get it across maybe a branch that's grown, you know, at a horizontal angle to you. Be ready. A lot of times, especially in the clear water that I fish, you're going to see that fish come up and hit that bait. So try your best not to swing. If you're in dirtier water, you're just going to wait till it loads. Don't worry about the feel. Trust me, as you're working, you will feel either the rod load, or as you pull back, a lot of times as you twitch, you'll feel that bait literally just get super heavy. Set the hook to the side, get those fish up out of there, get them in the boat. Be safe getting them in the boat. It is treble hooks. Boat hop them or get you a net or drag them up on shoreline. Now, as far as cadence and retrieve goes for this, I mix it up. I'm going to stop in the holes of the branches, and sometimes those bass are going to want it coming through. Make multiple casts to the same place. I will tell you, the farther you get into fall, a lot of times that seems to really get them. So make you 2-3 casts and move on. I almost always make 3 casts in the same sort of way every single time, and then kind of work that tree and then move on. Cadence, like I said, I'm just going to work it into the hole, stop it, then give it a couple of twitches, trying not to move it too far, and then get it across the next branch into the hole and stop it again. There's no real cadence to it because every tree's kind of different. All right, geeks, so I know the big question is, how can you win the box? Listen, geeks, I'm telling you, we were up in one of the hollers here and we pulled up on a little stretch of wood, and there were a ton of, you know, a little smaller than my hand bluegill. It is that time of year. The bluegill get in the trees and the bass, the big bass, go in there to get a big meal. How can you win the box? Just put jerk it on there. So hashtag jerk it down in the comments below, and that'll get you the opportunity to win this box. Now listen, make sure you're watching, because a week later we will announce the winner of the box. So watch the videos, because a lot of times some of you guys, I don't know what you're doing. You come in, maybe you're one-timers, and then you don't watch again. Hey, if you don't want the box, don't enter. All one word, hashtag jerk it in the comments below. Now, if you want to learn more about fishing a jerkbait, make sure you check out this video right here. And as always, questions, comments in the comments section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. Be part of the 100% Watch Squad. And as always, you geeks rock.